This is Aaron Trader. It is Friday morning, TGIF. Now, really good trading here this week. So let's make this last day count. Okay, make sure you put money in your pocket. So we go into the weekend nice and calm. Okay, we're going to take a look here now at Bitcoin, gold, silver, crude oil, and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation of buy, selling stock, my ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have Bitcoin daily and weekly chart. Now you can see how nice this is working out here. Okay, so this is a quick review here. We had like birds on a wire, so hanging at 50-day. This was the candle, that was the tail. We put in a lower high and a lower low. That was the first time that says, hey, this is going to be going lower. Then the next day we had a nice big red candle. Then we had a bear flag situation, and then pow, all the way down. But you notice that 108.555 that we held this key level here at that 108.20, and we held that key level at 107.790. That was very critical. Then last Friday, what we had that indecision candle, but it was an inside day. And then look what happened here on Monday. Look at that. Boom. Right on up here and right through the 21-day, the 8-day, and right into the 50-day. Next day, we closed above the 50-day. Then we held the 50-day, rallied right on up here, and then look at how nice this is going up higher. Now, basically, this was here. There was a selling of $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. Why you do that? But everybody sells for a different reason. You only buy for one reason because you think it's obviously going to be going higher, or if you're short, going to, kind of a situation. Then there was $22 billion worth of options going on here. Okay, so anytime when you see this big sell-off here, always look for opportunity. We had that nice double bottom situation, and now we're rallying up here very nicely. Okay, so yesterday we made this high of 122.40 so far today, 121.822. So we have an inside day. So this is what we're watching. Let me take that down a little bit so we can see this. Okay, there we go. So we're watching this 122.40 level. That's going to be very key. Okay. So now we're above that level. We're above that top of that level, and we're above this level. So your next level that we can shoot for is going to be right here at sticky 122.955. That's going to be your next upside target. Then we come over the top of that candle at 123.615, and then 123.755, and then there's your retest at 125.200. Now we got to see what's going to happen. If it gets up here, does it blast through and hit that 130, 135 level, or does it just hit it and then go sideways action? But again, when you have this double top, see how we have that double top, and then when that's retested, that's usually going to break on through that kind of a situation. But always look for these patterns. Okay. Now I've done some videos here on chart patterns and candlesticks, and I know some people look at it and think, what the hell is it? What is all this here? But let me tell you something, that quick review, it always gives you that good feeling that says, hey, man, I can conquer any kind of a thing because I know what this candle's doing. I know what this pattern's doing, kind of a situation. So, just help yourself. I also have them on my playlist, so you can just take a look at that, okay? So this is the big target you're looking at 125.200. But just watch this resistance right here, that 122.955, and then watch that 123.615. This one here, 123.755, and then 125.200. It doesn't have to always go right to there. It could stop at these levels right there, okay? Now, on the downside, what we're doing is just doing the reverse, okay? So this is going to be your support level, 121.255 level. Then we come to the top of that candle, 127.55, and then we'll come on top of that candle right there at 119. A 10 level, and then we're going to be looking for the top of this candle right here at that 119.145, and then right there at that 118.295 level. Then we come down here to the top of there, 117.240. Then we're going to be looking here for that 8-day. Now, watch my video yesterday. I said once those futures open, that 8-day is not going to be below. That's going to cross right over, and now it crossed over that 21-day and that 50 SMA. So as this rises up, this is going to provide very good support, as we can see on the upside, just like it provides strong resistance on the downside. All right, but nice cross. That's a very good positive bullish cross situation. So you want to watch this as your key level, 115.654 level. Your 50-day is at 115.277, and then 114.973 level is your 21-day. We lose that, we can come down to the bottom of that candle, 113.460, and then we have that 100-day at 112.353. Now, when you look at this RSI, this is not overbought over. So you said that 62 just shows it's got very good strength. Okay. Now, what I like about this is your green is over your red, but we're at the bottom of the chart. Okay. We're not sitting way up here. Okay. We're sitting at the bottom of the situation. All right. So for today, we're trading against yesterday's candle. Okay. 122.40 on the high side. Okay. 118,470 on the downside. Always look to the previous day. If we crack above that, well, then we know where we are going. Okay? If we crack below that, we know where we are going. All right, weekly. All right, look at this. Okay, said this a million times here. Low, higher low, higher low. We could have came down to the 50 days, still would have been a higher low. Bottom left, upper right, very, very bullish chart. Now, last week, we had this candle, but it closed below that 21 day. It looked like it was going to come on down. But look at what happened this week. Look at that big ass green candle. Now we're heading right for this double top situation, and that's going to be the key. We break out above it, 130, 135. I'm long the BITX. I'm also trading the BITX. If you want to slow it down a little bit, you can go with the IBIT. That's a 1-to-1 ratio, where the BITX is a 2-to-1 ratio. So it gives a lot more juice kind of a situation. You look at the RSI. Oh, man. Plenty of room to run. The green is below your red. It looks like it wants to curl up. Very, very good bullish chart. The key is the reaction. If it gets to this area, 125, 200, what the reaction is going to be. All right, let's take a look here at gold and silver. All right, here we have gold, here we have silver. Now, you can see gold here. Yesterday, we had that indecision candle, okay? So we're looking for that 3,900. And then I said 39.20 if it spills over. And we had 39.23, so it came in there pretty damn close. Now we're sitting here inside day, between the 8-day and between that price channel at that 39.23 level, okay? So long as we're holding that 8-day, okay, same old thing. It's sideways to up action. Now, upside. Okay, so today's high, 38.91 level. Then yesterday's high, we come up to this candle here, 39.22, and then 39.23. Now we crack that, you're going to head right for that even number, that 39.50, and maybe probably that 4,000, and you could probably overshoot it by that 4,020. Now again, if you're dealing with a $10 stock or $10 ETF, it's a lot different than dealing with 3,900. 49,000. So if you say a $4,000 target, a lot of times it does overshoot just like it did over here. Okay, so I said, okay, it's going to be 3,800 and 3,820 and overshot it by 4. This overshot it here, by 3. So again, that's what we're looking at if it keeps right on growing. Now on the downside, this 8-day is everything, 38.44. We lose that. We got nice, good support left a little down here. You got the 38.20 level. We have a 37.85 level, and then that's what you're looking for, that catch-all at 37.56. But right now, we're riding that wave, okay, very, very nicely. Okay, so here we have your RSI. RSI here looking very, very strong, 77. But we're getting up to that nosebleed section. It shows that just very, very strong. Don't get me wrong. Okay, it shows that the commodity here is very, very strong. But again, only can last for so long before that does kind of a rollover. But right now, watch that 8-day. That's going to be very, very key. Watch this MACD. The green is over your red, going sideways action. It shows good momentum. And we have a very, very strong on your RSI. Okay, but your overbought condition. So let's just see how it's going to take place. So for today, right there, you watch 38.44, that key, and then you watch 39.23. All right, silver. Well, pretty much the same old thing, okay? Yesterday we came right on down, but you notice how it held the 8-day. Okay, that's always the key. 8-day, as long as we're holding that 8-day, boom, sideways to up action. So downside, this is what you're watching, is 46.45. Then we watch yesterday's low, okay, 45.71 a level. Then we'll come over here to the top of this candle here at 44.77 level. Come down to the bottom of that candle at 44.06, and then right here at 44.04. That is going to be your ticket. That's going to be the catch-all, that 21-day. Now, upside, you want to watch today's high, 47.48. And then we'll come right in this area here. You had 47.97 and then 48.01. Okay, so we crack 48.01. Next level, you're gonna rally twos bet 48.50, 49. 49, and then you can work yourself all the way up to that 50 level, which I think that's where they want to take that, and I think they want to take this here to the 4,000 level. That's how it kind of looks to me. But again, we're sitting here, we got up to that 80. That's a very, very strong, situation. But we're holding that 8-day, and that's all that matters. So today, this is what you watch. You watch 46.46 on the bottom, on the downside, and you watch 48.01. You're trading this range, okay? If it's going to break out, or if she breaks on down. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Here we have crude oil. Okay, so OPEC is going to be having their meeting. It looks like they're actually going to put out more oil on the market. They've been adding a lot more oil to the market than what they even anticipated. Okay, so bottom line, we have this. this is why I like trading crude, because anything can go at any time. Okay, so this was that war premium right here. Okay, Israel, Iran, you had about a $10 premium in oil. Then she came right on off. Now, when you look at this, we have this double top situation. So you look at the top of that candle at that 66.03, and you look at the top of this candle here at that 66.42. Okay, see that double top? And then boom, down she goes. Now we had this series of lower lows and lower highs. So far today, we have this inside day. So downside, we're watching yesterday's low, that's 60.40. Okay, so we start losing that 60.40, and then we'll come down here. 60.02 is next. But realistically, here's your target right there at that 59.74. That's going to be your target if we start losing that. Okay, then the next level, very, very simple. You bring that price channel across. We're going to come right down to this 57.74 level, and then we have that 57.03, 56.39 level, and then your retest down there at 55.20. Okay, that's what we have there on the downside. Now, upside, let me see if I can pick that up a little bit for you. Nah, there we go. Now you're talking. Okay, so today we made this high of 61.38, but what we're looking for is right here is this 61.45 level. That's the key that we're looking for. That's going to be your resistance level. Just like it was support, how many times? Okay, that's what we're looking for on the upside. Okay, 61.45. Now, we crack above that bad boy, then we come to the bottom of that candle. You're looking at 62.03. We come to the top of yesterday's candle, 62.54. Then we're going to start running into this 63 area, which is your 8-day and your 21-day. Very, very strong, strong resistance. Then right above that, we have your 63.98 level, and then we have 64.81. Then we'll come up top of that candle at that 65.40 level. We'll come up there, 65.72, 66.03, and then we have your big retest up there at 66.42, which is 66.65, is just right above that. But right now, we have that downtrending situation. But again, anything can happen, okay? Anything can happen. That's what you always have to look at. This is crude oil. You know, any kind of disruption, any kind of a war, anything on that situation, crude oil can rally up. But right now, this looks like it just wants to go lower. I still believe that by the end of the year, you're going to be in the 50 marks here, if not sooner. You're getting pretty damn close to it right on now. Okay, so that's what we have on the old crude oil. Now you're sitting here at 38. That's not overbought. That's not oversold. The green is below your red here. So again, this here, we just got to see how it plays out. Now, the rig count will be out today at 1 o'clock. It's not what you call a market mover, but the OPEC meeting will. So we got to see. But then going into this time of the year, the hurricane season has been pretty mild overall as far as the whole thing. It has to come into that Gulf, okay, and disrupt the platforms and the ports, and that's what will disrupt it. But right now, you know, now we're going into the winter. You don't have that summer driving. That's all long gone. So, you know, let's just see how that's all going to shake out. All right, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Here we have natty gas. Okay, now, very, very good trade. Okay, so here's right here what we have here. We had 277, and what do we have over there? 277. See that nice double bottom? She's a beaut, Clark. Look at that. See? Now, if it went through there, we would fill the gap at 274. That's why I always point out them gaps and them fills. It doesn't have to go to that fill. A lot of times the gap will hold it, and that's what it did. Okay? Then we had the nice, good rally up here. And then what we did is we had that contract roll, and then she just kept on rolling. But you can see here, pulling out that 200-day right there, 348. Look how strong that is. Okay? 2 days ago, right into it, couldn't hold it. Yesterday, popped above it, couldn't hold it. Now here we're sitting. Okay? Right there. So this is going to be the key. It's going to be right there, 248. Okay, we get above it. What do we have? We have this candle right there at 358. So now all you have to do is look right to the left of the chart. What is this candle here? 359. Okay, so he came in with a penny. Okay, look at that shit. Okay, boom. Came in within one. Now, that's your resistance. Next level is going to be right on top of there. It's going to be that 362. Let's bring it right across. We get above that. Next level is going to be right there. That's going to be at 375. We'll come to the top of that candle. 384 level, and then we just march it right on up. 388. Okay, we have 394. You got 4 flat, and then we have a nice big target up here of roughly 415. Now, you keep right on rallying. Well, we just go right to the left of the chart. These are all your resistance. 325 level. We'll come up here. You got 425. You have 447 level. We'll come up there at 455, and then we have sticky all the way up here at 490. Okay, see how nice that is? But right here is everything. Okay, 448. You got to get above it. You can't get above it. It ain't going. here. It ain't going there. It ain't going there. That's just that simple. Okay. Now, downside, we want to watch obviously yesterday's low. You're looking at that 340 flat. So far today, 340 flat. Okay. Then we look to the top of this candle here. You're looking at 335. We look to the bottom there, looking at 331. And then we start coming into that 100-day at 3.25. And then we have 323 is your 8-day. Then we have your 21-day here at 308. And then we have your 8-day, our 50-day at 3 flat. Okay. But right now, see how nice this 8-day crossed over the 50, crossed over the 21-day. And we're going to be looking right for that 100-day. So even if this comes down, holds this area, this could be a good buying opportunity. Take that bad boy higher. Okay. So this time of the year, they're predicting very, very cold weather. Now we have really nice weather here this week. We're in the 80s, but it's not going to last. It's going to be there through about next Tuesday. Then the temperature is going to start dropping down, and there's a big storm coming out here through the top of Canada, coming down to the United States and down through the Great Lakes. So it's going to get cold, and that takes natural gas higher. Okay, 66. Well, that's plenty of to run. The green is over your red. That looks pretty good right there too. So realistically, today, this is what we're watching. Is that 3.48? That's going to be very, very key. And then we'll watch yesterday's high if we can get above that. But we do have this topping tail, so just be a little bit leery. We come all the way down and we hold this area, this level here, 325. That could be a good buying opportunity to take it long. Now, for me, I'm just trading UNG for the long side. I'm not trading the shorty. I'm just trading on the long side. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here midday trading. We'll take a look at some stocks. Remember Friday, money in the pocket. Use stop losses. Cut your positions down, okay? Don't give anything back. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.